you don't take sausages nearly seriously enough. I haven't done too badly. I've definitely f***ed this up more in the past. What's up, everybody? Today, we're gonna do something a little bit different. Unfortunately, it means no fire. Boo. So, we've just got ourselves a couple of kilos of wild shot venison, and we're gonna make ourselves some Merguez sausages. These sausages hail from North Africa, and they sort of hinge on the flavor of harissa. Harissa is a paste made of sweet and spicy peppers, caraway seeds, lemon, olive oil, garlic. It's mild, it's not spicy, it's interesting. So fear not, ye of mild palates. So I've only made sausages a couple of times, and full disclosure, I'm not a butcher, so I'll be fumbling my way through this a little bit. Bear with me. Hopefully we get something out of it at the end which isn't shit. Yeah, make it good. Venison, pork fat, 35 grams of salt, 1 tablespoon chopped garlic, 1 tablespoon sweet paprika, 2 teaspoons black pepper, 2 teaspoons of cumin seed, 2 teaspoons coriander seed, 1/4 cup of harissa, 2 tablespoons red wine vinegar, 1/3 cup of water, and some sausage skins. We're going to start by grinding up our spices, and then we'll mix it up with our venison, which has been sitting in the freezer for the last hour, so it gets nice and cold. Next, we're going to mix together all of our meat and our spice mix we just made with the salt, the paprika, and the garlic. Meat. Sorry to all my vegan friends out there. This is not the video for you. Spice mix, salt, garlic, sweet paprika. Now, if you're smart, not like me, you probably get a bigger bowl, but here we are. Cool, done. Next up, it's time for some fucking grinder action. Not that kind of grinder. So we've got ourselves a little KitchenAid meat grinder here. I'm not flash enough to have a big fucking tough guy butcher meat grinder, so we're going to have to struggle through with this little setup. But this is what I've used in the past, and it takes longer, but it does get the job done. You want to make sure everything's like super clean, sterilized. I've also had all this equipment in the fridge for the last 2 hours, just getting right as cold as we can. We're keeping everything cold so that when we grind it, it doesn't just emulsify the meat and turn into a pink paste of awfulness. So we're going to start off with grinding our meat through the large die first, and then we'll put it through again with the small one. We're going to set up our grinder now. Corkscrew bit goes into the bottom. We're going to go with the blade, the large die first. Just needed a bit of an extra shove there, guys. That on nice and tight. Old mate just sits in there like that. Away we go. It's grinder time. We're just feeding it through a little bit at a time because she's, like I said, she's not a big tough guy blender. You know, you've got to be a bit gentle with her, but she'll get there. Just be patient. So that is all of our meat through its first pass. And with our smaller die, as you can see, it gets a bunch of shit trapped in the cutting die. So if you try to start off with the small one, you're gonna be pulling your fucking hair out in about 5 minutes. Trust me, the first time I did this, I thought I was a smart ass, and I went straight for the small one, and it fucked me up. Lesson here is, don't be a fucking smart ass. Nobody likes a smart ass. So now we've ground up all of our meat, we've got our spices mixed through. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna chuck all of our meat and spices back into the freezer to cool right down. So we got a lovely separation on the last grind, and I want that to continue with the finer grind. I need to go down the road, get some more supplies, because sober cooking is not what this channel is about, so deal with it. And we're back. We're restocked, rehydrated, refrigerated, we're ready to go. We've got our nice cold meat mix. We're gonna run that through a finer die again. It's nice and cold, so we'll keep that nice separation without emulsification, and we're gonna make ourselves some sausages. Fucking make it good. I cannot wait to eat these fucking things. I'm gonna put that meat log in my mouth after grinder time. So now we've got our rather phallic and mildly unappealing sausage skins. We're gonna soak them in some cold water for a little while. Just quite often they're salted. We just got these from our local butcher, and it cost us about $4. Yummy! Pig's bums. So now we're going to get our little sausage stuffing situation ready to go. We've got ourselves a nozzle, and we're going to just attach this back onto the grinder. But we've taken out the blade and we've taken out the die, so it's just going straight into that funnel. Great. So we're just going to feed our little porky foreskin thing. Bit of a meat condom is happening here. And what you want to do is you want to carefully feed that sausage skin onto the nozzle and make sure it doesn't tear through on the edges here. And we're just going to go and shove all of that on because we can't really reuse it after we've soaked it anyway. So you can see how it sort of twists every now and then. So don't pull it on too fast. You want to make sure it's untwisted and it goes on smooth. There's a few innuendos in this particular food video. I guess just sausages bring that out. You didn't think you'd wake up this morning and be watching a grown man feed a meat condom onto his plastic piping tube. But here we are. Once again, that's on you. To be honest, I don't know how you could spend a day making sausages without making at least a few dick jokes. I think I've been pretty reserved, actually. Your hands are being cramped up when you... Moving on. Like I said, this is probably about the 4th or 5th time I've made sausages in my life, and I haven't made them for a couple of years. So if I fuck this up, cut me some slack. Also, to all my butcher friends out there, I'm sorry in advance. There you have it. Just leave ourselves a little dangly bit right there, just to get us started. So now we've threaded our meat condom onto our plastic. We're going to mix through our harissa, our water, and our vinegar into our meat mix. And we're going to give it a good mixing for about 2 minutes to make it nice and emulsified. And then we're going to feed it back through the grinder to make our sausages.
Silly me. We do get to play with a little bit of fire today after all. I nearly forgot the most important part. Taste test that shit. Always taste test that shit. Don't trust the recipe is going to be exactly the way you want it to be because everybody's tastes are different. And I'm a salty boy, so I like things a bit saltier than the average recipe. So we're going to give this a go. Just means I get to light a fire.
So we'll just pinch ourselves off a little bit. You know what? That's pretty fucking good. So we've got our mix now, which we have emulsified the water and the vinegar, and we've mixed the harissa through it. So now we're ready to stuff our skins. This is the tricky part, which I'm probably going to fuck up, so stay tuned for tears. We've got ourselves a little sausage nugget baby. Just gonna, now that it's sort of started and we can get the air out of the end, I'm just gonna tie a little knot in the end. Away we go. So the hard part of this is trying not to put massive air bubbles in your sausage casing, as I have been known to do. So you want to hold the casings back just a little bit so you get the desired girth. So I fucked that up immediately. So I think the trick is not to try and push too much sausage filling through the grinder at once, because that creates like air bubbles once you pull your stuffer out. And so just shove down the first couple of inches and then just keep going like that and be patient.
Inch by angry fucking inch. We're getting there.
This is the last hopper of meat. I am so happy I went out and bought more booze. I now remember why I only do this every so often, because it's a fucking job. And kudos to all the butchers out there. People, you don't take sausages nearly seriously enough. It's considered to be like a poor man's food, like a barbecue steak, or like basically like the lowest form of meat. But it's a goddamn art form, and one that I need to do a lot more practice in. Thank fuck that's over. Just try and get the last couple of tablespoons of mix in there. Please like and subscribe and leave your filthy double entendres in the comments. Alright, now I'm done fingering my hole. We're gonna squeeze this up, try and even out bits that are a bit too tight. When we come to twist off our links, if it's too tight, it'll just split. And that is upsetting after all this work. Cut the cord. Thanks very much, meat condom. Not bad for an amateur. So we'll just go through and poke little holes. Maybe see like any substantial air bubbles. I haven't done too badly. I've definitely fucked this up more in the past. This went relatively smoothly after the initial hiccups. I just had to remember what I was doing. For any butchers out there, leave your suggestions and your criticisms in the comments. Cheers. So I've left this end untied because we're going to start twisting our links from the tied end, and if we need some more room to spread, then I've got a little bit of rope here to work with. I kind of just pinch him gently and like give him a twist. Same on the other side, but you want to go opposite ways. Towards you, and then the next one's away from you, towards you. This should hopefully stop them from unraveling themselves. Just be gentle with it, be patient. About a hand width apart. Now a good butcher friend of mine did show me like the proper way of doing this. That was about 5 years ago and I can't fucking remember. Sorry, Clifford. So if you even feel a little bit slack, give them an extra twist. That'll tighten them up. Nobody wants a slack sausage. We're good. I'm going to tie off that end now. Sausages. I'll give you sausages. So we came, we sausage, we conquered something. These apparently have to air dry for about an hour, and then we're going to dry them out in the fridge overnight. But they're looking pretty good. Obviously, I'm not a professional making sausages. Some of you probably are. I look forward to you giving me as much shit as possible on the internet. Let's go. Make it good.